Well, guess what the media is now covering all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen? Why, lo and behold, the media has found the Hunter Biden story. Look at here. Media finally covers Hunter Biden's story after avoiding it before the election. Here's another headline. This is from the AP. FBI probing Hunter Biden's Chinese business dealings. Hunter Biden tax probe examining Chinese business dealings. Hunter Biden says he's being investigated for possible tax crimes. Let's see what's next in the stack here. Media big tech cover-up collapses with Hunter Biden investigation. That's a Breitbart story. And what's underneath that? A continuation. It's a list of all the media outlets which participated in the cover-up, which are now reporting on the story. So what happened? Why all of a sudden is the mainstream media, the legacy media, the drive-by media, why are they all of a sudden, how did they just now discover the Hunter Biden story? When they actively sought to bury it, they buried every aspect of it before the election. Well, let's go back to me on this program, November 18th, after the election. Nevertheless, this is what I said. Do you think the Democrats are going to wait however many years for Joe Biden to say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore? They're not going to wait. That's why the Hunter Biden news is starting to flow freely now. There's going to be, all of a sudden, a newfound reason to look into Joe Biden and Hunter and the Chi-Coms, because they want Kamala in there tomorrow. Yes, my friends, I predicted it back on November 18th. Now, it may not have taken a whole lot of brain power to predict this, but you know as well as I do that Joe Biden is not going to serve the first year of his first term. You know it, I know it. He was never intended to. He is a placeholder from the get-go. What they want, and by the way, the they is Barack Obama, because it's Barack Obama that's totally running the Democrat Party's political operation right now. And make no mistake, Barack Obama has been running it since he left office in 2017. Barack Obama ran the Russia hoax, ran the coup, ran the unimpeachable Ukraine phone call. He ran it all. It was Barack Obama who was attempting to get Donald Trump thrown out of office. It was Barack Obama who was attempting to see to it that the election results of 2016 were overturned, and he's not stopped. So now it's Barack Obama directing operations to notice the Hunter Biden story. Because why? Because what they really want is Kamala Harris. Now, you might be, why? She's a nobody. She couldn't win even in their own prime. That's exactly right. Why didn't she get a single vote in the Democrat primary? Because she is so radical left. She is so far left. And she was just not that good a campaigner. She had too many flip-flops on issues because she couldn't be as honest and forthright about what she really believes, but she did get close enough to it. But they want her in there precisely because she will she'll owe Obama, she will owe Michelle Maybell, she'll owe Oprah, she'll owe whoever else. But they want her in there because that's the kind of politics they want coming out of the Oval Office. Here's Biden, October 22nd, 2020 in Nashville. This is the second presidential debate.
There are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said that this has all the five former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani. Right.
How many times have Trump and Rudy been right about these people? I mean, the length of the list is you can't see it. There have been right every time they have talked about Biden and what the purpose of his campaign is and who's running it and so forth. Now, let's go back to, let's see, this is October 22, 23, 2020. We have a montage when Trump brought up Hunter Biden and the story at the debate. The drive-bys claimed there was no evidence for it.
He again brought up unverified accusations about Hunter Biden.
You need an encyclopedia to understand what is going on. Perhaps if you've been studying the Daily Caller or whatever it is.
Some sort of totally false allegations.
The nastiest, ugliest smear campaign.
If you didn't follow it closely, you probably don't quite understand what the hit is.
Most of those charges unverified.
Charges so heinous, I'm not even going to say them. Just nonsense, with no evidence, just completely made up.
If you're not immersed in right-wing media...
And we're cable hosts.
And we don't know the details.
They were like, what are they talking about? I don't know. It's a laptop.
Folks, you realize what you just heard here? This is back in October 22nd, 23rd, where they're denying everything about the Hunter Biden story. And it was Jake Tapper here who said, charges so heinous, I'm not even going to say them. George Stephanopoulos, most of this is just nonsense with no evidence, just made up. And yet here they are today basically regurgitating the same things they denounced a month and a half ago. From the Breitbart news agency, mainstream media, big tech, cover-up collapses with Hunter Biden investigation. So here is a list of media entities which denied the Hunter Biden story and made fun of the New York Post and made fun of anybody who thought there was anything to it. Facebook, Twitter, the Washington Post, Wikipedia, CBS News, MSNBC, the New York Times, Politico, Axios, CNN, National Public Radio, ABC News, NBC News. Every one of these news entities denied the Hunter Biden story. They denied it, and they said anybody making these allegations is reprehensible. There's no evidence for any of this. Now, on December the 10th, essentially 5 weeks after the election, every one of these news organizations is now running the Hunter Biden story that they denounced, that they mocked, that they made fun of, that they accused anybody of believing the Hunter Biden story of being insane. This is just amazing. Great illustration of how the media is operating. They're not media anymore. This is a great illustration of how there isn't any news anymore. They covered up for Hunter Biden. They made fun of anybody who was trying to call attention to it. Mission accomplished. They got it buried. You remember the polling data? There were something like 9% of the American voting public admitted that had they known about the Hunter Biden story, it would have changed their vote for Joe Biden. So mission accomplished. They hid the story. They buried it. They made fun of anybody who believed it. But now they're all out there promoting the very same story. Why? Because we're getting close. The setup has begun. The setup of Joe Biden. The process by which they're going to get rid of him, force him to resign, what have you, has begun. Let's take a brief time out, come back and resume on the phones right after this.
He makes it look easy, but it's not.